large portion of my life in television news before I quit it a short while back, it strikes me that a lot of the information that we are getting these days neither makes for ethics or happiness. If you see people screaming at each other all the time on television, it doesn't add much to your happiness. Do you think in the modern era, information that we are getting and the way that we are getting increasingly high-pitched in our conduct with each other, that is going to cause a serious question on the future of us, of ourselves, and of our happiness?
Now, at present, life, because of the education, just materialistic-oriented education. So, whole generation come from that kind of education. Then they create materialistic life, materialistic culture. So that cannot change overnight. We have to think seriously at the kindergarten level how to start education, more complete form of education. Material value, physical health, and mental health. Not touching religion. Again, India's secular, wonderful, very realistic, very practical. According to Indian understanding, secular means respect all religion and also respect non-believer. That's wonderful. Now, out of 7 billion human beings, about 1 billion non-believer. So these also human brothers, sisters, we must including these non-believer. So any sort of ethics or inner value, you see, based on religious faith, then these people don't care. So India's sort of tradition, secular way, approach these inner value. So I think if we start some proper sort of plan with vision, then after 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, through that kind of education, then the different society, different sort of cultural heritage can develop. Otherwise, you see, the materialistic sort of education, through that way, materialistic life, materialistic culture, saying something nice, and music, and food, and touch, including sex. These are supreme, without knowing the deeper value of our human mind. Because of that, yesterday also I mentioned, everybody like happy life. Happiness very much depends on warm-heartedness. But human intelligence, wonderful human intelligence, but that intelligence much more connected with anger. Anger brings suspicion, distrust. And then anger, greedy, you see, these, very much influence our intelligence. So our intelligence, you see, there is great potential, you see, to increase our affection, our love. Animal, without that intelligence, social animal, they have certain limited altruism. They are very limited. But we human beings, because of this brain, we have ability to increase infinite altruism. Only human being can do. Now in the past, these all major religious traditions carry this message. Wonderful. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there are large number of non-believer, and among the believer also, they, although they are sort of tradition, religion, carry a message of love, but religion itself now causing division, killing. So lack of conviction, this deeper value. If you have deeper sort of conviction about this deeper value, then all major religious tradition carry same message of love, forgiveness, tolerance, these things. In spite of different philosophical views. Some say there's God, some say no God. Jainism, Buddhism, and one part of Sannyasism, no concept of creator. So do you consider Buddhist, including myself, is kasadimiti, nihilist, since we do not believe God? What do you think?
No question about that.
So, philosophical field, big differences. Sangha, one part of Sangha philosophy, over 3,000 years. One part say no God, no creator. Atma, no beginning, no end. So life after life. So, so Sangha philosophy and the Jain philosophy and Buddhist philosophy, these philosophy consider oneself as a creator. So consider self-creation. Like that. So, in philosophical field, big differences. Judeo-Christian tradition and Islam also, you see, consider God, creator. Big differences, but all carry the message of love. And Christian believe we all created by one God. That's almost like our Father. Thinking that seriously, then entire human being are truly brothers, sisters from one Father. That Father, infinite love. So if you truly believe that, sincerely, seriously practice that, wonderful teaching. Like that, so therefore, in philosophical field, there's a lot of differences. And within Buddhist tradition, the Vivasek, Kasasodantik, and Chitta Mantra, and the Madhyamika, four major school of thought. There's big differences in philosophical view. And within these, particularly Chitta Mantra and the Madhyamika, there are subdivisions. There are a lot of differences, a lot of argument, like that. So these all aim same to improve oneself, to change our emotion. Now quantum physicists also now, some quantum physicists, they begin to feel those quantum physicists, he or she sincerely believe things does not exist as appears. So, such sort of scientists, or mental exaggeration is much less. One of my American friend, Rajaram Aaron Beck, he not a religious person, I think scientist. So he helping many decades those people who too much mental stress or mental unrest due to anger. His conclusion was the person who feel angry towards mainly human being, that human being appears very negative. But actually, 90% of that negativeness is mental projection, not true. So that very much sort of connected with the view you believe on the level of appearances, not the deeper level. So it is very important to make distinction, deeper reality and appearances. Now that quantum physics also, you see, very well should explain that. So Madhyamika philosophy also similar. There's big differences, appearances and deeper reality. So therefore, gradually, through education, if we educate people, not only external, not only relying on sensorial experiences, but deeper level, compassion is deeper level, not consciousness level. So I think media people also have important role. See, occasionally, I think a media should sort of report some sort of sensational thing, or sex, or murder, or these violence, these things. But meantime, occasionally, media should tell people the real peaceful life, very much related with mind. So this, whenever I have the opportunity meeting with media people, I always is telling them, they also have the responsibility. Is to educate people, not just a material level value, but deeper level. That I feel. And then gradually, you see the people through more complete form of education comes. Then I think these things eventually can change. This is my view.
Your Holiness, 2 other questions have come, and if people
Yes.
can just write their names also on this as they're coming up. So 2 questions. One saying, what inner peace leads to happiness? How does one maintain inner peace and calm with so much turmoil happening outside? And a related question to this is, what happens if you choose inner peace and happiness, but someone around you, due to their inner chaos, tries to shake you again and again?
As I mentioned earlier, you see, if you have some knowledge and some experience, distinction, appearances, and deeper reality, all these, you see, including criticism or some kind of sort of negative attitude, these are superficial. Deeper level, we are same human being, same human brothers, sisters. Even if it's twin brothers, sisters, occasionally some problems, but still basically brothers, sisters. So thinking that line, all these negative human activities, and including towards you, then consider, oh, these are minor, temporary. Basically, we are same human being. Basically, we are same human brothers, sisters. So that kind of mental attitude really makes differences. As a practitioner, I always consider entire sentient being are mother sentient being. And then, particularly, the 7 billion human being on this planet is actually brothers, sisters. I always stress, see, we all 7 billion human beings, mentally, emotionally, physically, we are same. So, you see, thinking that line, entire human being is the same, my brothers, sisters. So with that feeling, wherever I go, I feel, oh, we are same. I meet another human being. If I too much emphasis, I'm Tibetan, you are Indian, and then I'm Buddhist, you are maybe non-Buddhist. If too much emphasis that, then you see create some kind of wall. These are no use. We all sentient beings. So I never consider I'm something special. I never consider I'm just human being. So with that feeling, from early morning, when I meet every day these days, Indian police, I always joking with them and teasing them like that. And perhaps I may share one of my sort of experience. I think 2 years ago, one morning, as I usually do, so from my room, go outside and meet greetings some of these policemen. The 3 police there. So then I asked them, what do you think of my age? They say, oh, maybe 70. Then I told them, then at that time my age, 82. Oh, no, I think 80 years old. So then I told them, my age, 80 years old. And they, looked so surprised. Oh, your face looks like still younger. Then I show my teeth. Look, my teeth.
All intact.
Yes. Then I told them, look, my lips, very red, almost like lipsticks use. They say, yes. Oh, then I did that. So everybody laugh. So I never consider I'm Buddhist monk or Dalai Lama. I never consider that. I'm just a human being. So with that, wherever I go, whomever I met, easily, you see, there was a mixing. So that's my own experience. So one practice is intra-sentient being should consider our dear mother. And 7 billion human beings on this planet is actually our dear mother and brothers, sisters. That thinking, very, very sort of useful for me. So we all, and then those theistic religious follower, and think about, you see, we all brothers, sisters of the one, children of one father. Very good, wonderful. Like that. And sometimes we, when we talk religion, then we immediately feel some rituals, some chanting. That's, if you carry some chanting with understanding the meaning, then quite useful. Otherwise, chanting is waste of time.